Perfect. Are you ready, Mama?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Okay. Hello, my beloved ones. Welcome to the Love Earth show, where I interview humans I love and travel the world and show you some of the most extraordinary heaven on earth places that are actually vibrating in the resonance of love. I am starting off this series with obviously the most important person in my life, the person that's brought me into this world, that has taught me so many things that I know, and that has set me up to win in this really crazy world of entrepreneurship and spirituality and new age thinking. And I'm very grateful to introduce to you all my mother, Larisa Salas Kastilio. I am so excited because there is so much about you, Mom, that I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because when you were being raised, you know, in 15 different schools and traveling across the world, and this whole sense of, you know, this world of personal development, even though you're a pioneer in it, it's new for us to tell our stories of our lives and to share them with our children. So I'm honored and delighted to be here with you and to get to learn more about you, and also share with the world about this incredible queen that has not only shaped my life, but millions of lives with her presence and her magic. So welcome, Mom. I love you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Really, it sounds strange, but in all those years, I had no time to talk to you. When you were small, 6 months, we went to United States, and you always, I stopped breastfeeding, and always kept permanently have different people to take care of you. And then doing my doctor dissertation, then get prepared to United States, then went to United States again, and you always were in somebody's care. My mom, then was other people, then the nanny, and then every time somebody else, and then school. With age of 3, you went to school already, and we always had a big influence of other very important people. And that's what I didn't have chance talking to you because I had keep running for other things, support my mom, and work, of course, and the mission. I was on the mission to find biological substances for supporting immune system, and that was the topic of my doctor dissertation. When your sister was 7 months old, she got neurodermitis, and when I went to doctor, I said, well, there must be the remedy that he gave me. I said, well, just get worse. He said, that's all I can offer you, and you don't want to use cortisone. I said, of course not. The child is 7 months old. How I can use cortisone? That's gonna stop production of own cortisone. So there, I said, there must be something. I said, well, 50 years of world research, there is no results. When you find something, let me know. I said, I will. So I took my child and started do the research. 4 years. And then you were born, 6 months, you started the same thing. And then I decided, we went traveling every 3 months. We were going somewhere warm place, to Spain, usually because it was just easy to fly. Went to Canary Island, to Lanzarote, Canary Island, Lanzarote. And then you were better there, but then coming back again. So I was looking for reasons what it is. Went everywhere, to Italy, even to witches. Then I went to France, to Paris, to Institut Pasteur, to look for all kinds of solutions. And the only solution was to go to Miami. We went to Miami, and even at the airport, you stopped scratching yourself. I think, what's going on? The children don't scratch anymore. And after 1 week, everything was gone. I said, okay, here's something, I'm staying here. And I said, I'm going to United States. The children are fine there. And your father said, so now what? 9 million Germans sick with this disease, and everybody has to go to the United States. Everybody has to immigrate. I said, I don't know about others, but it helps my children. I want to find out what's going on, why they're there healthy and here not. And that's, I started to look in plants what I was thinking they're supposed to be special substances that improve immune system, and was sent to Miami to do the research on these plants to find the immune substances. And that's how we came to Miami. Yeah, there was a lot of other things when the people get to know what I'm doing, because I was learning plants since I was 9 years old. I was buying posters, was going to the river and looking at the plants, and was gathering those plants and making all kind of tests on myself, on my dog, and my dog get passed. And the doctor came and didn't know what to do, what to give him some shot. I said, no way, you leave now. So my sister get mad at me. I say, paid and gone, don't touch my dog. And she get mad, now what, the doctor came, what are you gonna do? Your dog is gonna die. I say, no, I'm in tears. I took all the herbs that I gathered from the river, put on the floor, and this dog who had high fever, was not able to walk, just came and started to eat very poisonous plant. And I think, okay, it just ate the plant by itself. And okay, it's so poisonous, and it's eat it. And it's got healthy. 3 days, dog was perfect. Okay, here we go. So because other dogs, other puppies from this also get passed. So I understood that we have everything what we need for our health. Only thing we have to know what plant, what composition, what gonna be outcome. And that's why I was interested in this when I get 15. So that was when I was 12. And then when I get 15, I get to know an astrologist who was calling himself Green Pharmacy. That he was making the mixtures out of plants, and out of these plant mixtures he was making creams. Because my mom used to have very bad migraine, really bad. And one lady said, oh, I had migraine and I'm fine, I'm cured. I said, oh yeah, how do you do, how it's possible? Oh yeah, there's one Hungarian guy lives in the mountains, and I get the creams from him. I said, okay, I'm gonna give me the rest, we're gonna go to this guy. So I went with her, and he had no children. He looked at me and started to laugh. And my mom says, what are you laughing at? The child is about to die. That I had all sorts. She took me from one hospital to another, and everything was sick by me, everything. So they wanted to put me with 15 on invalidity. And she said, no, she's perfectly fine. She's healthy. And more than that, she looked at my hand and he said, she has a healing star in her hand. He looked at my astrologic chart and told my mom, sell her to me. How I can sell my child? I said, well, I'm gonna teach her. I'm gonna teach her astrology, I'm gonna teach her herbs, and she will be able to help people. And my mom said, well, I cannot sell her, but I'm gonna buy the remedies for her, so that, and for me, and I thank you very much. So he gave, and he said, that's for 5 years. And half a year, I was perfectly well. I was able to eat. I was great. I entered university, finished the school with excellence, entered university with excellence, and then I get sick again. Or maybe it was programmed mentally, said 5 years. So, and then my diploma, I took the topic so I can go to him to do my practic. And I did. I went to him and I was doing my diploma thesis and learning from him the mixtures of the creams and astrology. And I was taking the patients who were coming to him with awful diseases, with brain cancer, with incurable things that you can ever imagine. And there was, at the morning, people were standing kilometers in the cars waiting
This
to
was the
come to
same
him.
green pharmacist?
At the same green pharmacist. His name was Petefi. And he looked so young. And every time he was showing the cream he was giving, he would be putting on his face. All the creams he was putting on his face. You use it like this, and you put like this. And I remember how angry I was him to putting the cream, that he puts my cream that I'm paying, he using on himself. And then when I was giving creams to others, when I was making, I remember how they get angry. I was taking away from me the creams because they didn't want me to use their cream. Say, it's okay, don't waste it. And I wanted to show, say, look, I can use it even on my eye, and it's not irritating, just to give credibility. So that's why I learned from him astrology, I learned chiromancy, and I learned how to make creams.
What is chiromancy?
Chiromancy is the hand reading, palm reading. So when I came home, I started to improve these creams with knowledge I had from my studies, and I started to apply them in helping other people. And I lived very close to the theater, ballet theater. And my mom got to know, because they were their students, many of them, that my mom was teaching at the university, and they were students of my mom as well. So I was able to get for free to go to theater. I love ballet and opera. And they were saying, oh, I cannot dance today, and impossible, my feet hurt so badly. And we have to go to Japan. There is one man who is giving me creams, the only thing that helps. I say, I can make you cream. Say, you can make cream? Say, yeah, can try. I made, oh my God, that's miracle. That's so good. Could you make again? Say, of course. And then say, oh, my mother has such a high blood pressure. I say, high blood pressure, it's nothing. It's just a moment, and it's just some berries I can give you, and it's gone. Really? I say, yes. So I get all the belly dancers under my my friendship, and were going every time, could go into theater as much as I want to. And then I started to develop even more. Many people get to know me, and my mom said, even when I left, they were coming, oh, your daughter, there is nothing helps so good like her creams.
How old were you at this point?
I was 15, I started. I was 15.
And you had already done university by then?
No, I was 20, but with 15 I started to go to theater, and the creams that I get, and I started to develop my own, because his cream didn't last for long. It was just small jars that we used. But I could smell, I knew plants very good already because I had my own experience. I could smell what is there, and I started to make my own creams. So by the age of 20, I was expert. And more, I was able to apply my biochemical, biophysics knowledge and biochemistry and physiology. That's very important. I knew physiology, human physiology and plant physiology. So this interaction between human and plant cell. I realized that the effect lies on the surface, on the contact, on the membrane. That's why when people make smoothies, they're losing the most important effect of enzymes and membrane. It's important not to oxidate the food. You have to bite it because your teeth don't oxidate. And your saliva starts to prepare digestion. You start produce necessary enzymes, and get the pure cell, because it has to go to the end colon, not to the thin, but to the thick colon. And that's where we get our hydration from the colon, not from drinking water. That's just comfortable to drink water. But because it's uncomfortable to have now, I would be having like blackberries and this beautiful, what is the name of this? Blueberries. That's what very high energy, high enzyme content berries. Everything what is black is good for immune system. What is otherwise colored is good. And if I would be eating, making myself dirty. So water is easy way out. But it doesn't hydrate as much as a live cell. Because when we drink water, it's mineral. It's not in our cell. We have to use our beautiful biological valuable energy to transfer this mineral substance into accessible for our cells. So it's kind of abuse, and more it's cold. But it's easy way out. Doesn't make dirty, and you have a little bit of hydration. So there are a lot of about water and salt, a lot of information, very conflictive, contradictive, and that's very important that everybody finds out for themselves what it is. I just want to explain how it started with me. The reason why I was sick, wrong nutrition. That was the main problem. The traditional food, everything fried, salty, fatty. And it's important to know, so when I was in 6th grade and started to study chemistry, and when my grandma was telling me, oh, just take bread. Everything I had to eat with bread. I thought it makes no sense for me. Why should I eat starch with starch? If I eat potatoes with bread, makes no sense. How am I going to digest it? I need something for solution. So I started to analyze my grandmother, my mother, and think, yeah, what would be proper way of nutrition? So I started to study biochemistry of nutrition from Dr. Bechterew from 1860, who was studying nutrition. And I loved to cook. When I was a kid, I was responsible for kitchen anyways, because we had a big apartment and big kitchen and 2 bathrooms. And my sister and I were supposed to be responsible for that. So my sister said, okay, I will be responsible for the whole house, and you just for kitchen and the bathrooms. And it was the only place that was permanently to be washed and cleaned. But it helped me to cook. And my mom said, you are in charge to clean this faucet. And I always had to clean the faucet. There is no drops, there is nothing. It's always going to be beautiful. And I love to cook. And I love to do with my grandma all kind of cookies and make duck in the oven. I was expert making duck in the oven with all kind of herbs. And that's why I wanted to surprise my mom. When my mom was coming from work, she was asking, children, what do we have to eat? So we had to go to the market to buy the food, come home, cook with gas. I was 6, even 5. I was 5. We had to go alone and to shop for everything. And I always wanted to surprise her with something delicious. And I was looking in the books, what is possible to cook, not what my grandma does, because I didn't like it, like fried hamburgers and fried potatoes with onions, fried onions to that. So this kind, that didn't make sense to me. I said, well, I'm killing onions, doesn't taste good. anyways. And that's why I was always later buying books about called culinary wisdom, all kind of international cuisine. And I was learning. I loved Arabic food with all kind of herbs, but it was so difficult for us to get these herbs. And I was trying to find other herbs that we have to replace these exotic, beautiful herbs, spices. And that's how I got interested in nutrition. And I loved, of course, because I was as a child busy with learning about plants to cure myself, to get out of hospitals. Because since my age of 9, I was drugged from one hospital to another. I learned a lot. I learned a lot, not from doctors, but from patients. I was receiving the genuine, original information from sufferers. By age of 12, I was every 6 months, I was in all kind of sanatoriums to be cured of all kind of different diseases. And I was learning as well. So then I was going to sanatoriums of older people. And I love going there because you get cared for, everything is done, the food is there, don't have to do it. I just had to study. And it was a big advantage for me because the food was there. I didn't have to shop, I didn't have to clean. I just was staying there, just studying, and didn't have to go to school. That was a very important point. So I was learning in peace. There was no teacher sitting on my head and testing me. And I learned with joy, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed school. I loved school, absolutely. At the morning, I had to go up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go have my water, to drink my water, then go to breakfast, and then school time. So we had all the sick kids were sitting there, and everybody doing their books. So it's kind of homeschooling I was doing. And sometimes, some years, I was more than 6 months away from school. So by law, I was not supposed even to allow to get grades to finish the year because I was not attending the school. But because I was the best in class, I was getting the best grades, they had to pass me year, even without attending the school. That's how I learned autodidactic. I learned by myself to teach myself. I was learning to learn. And that made me to develop these skills of being able to explain difficult topics to myself, and help others. And there is also a method. If you want to learn something, start to teach. And then by the time you make others to understand what they have to understand, you learn it so good. I was using this method later by teaching Spanish.
Can you, Mom, can you also share with us where you were born and how your birth country has affected your life?
Well, I was born in Ukraine. I don't know what.
Can you just say that again? I was born in Ukraine. Just start from the top.
I was born in Ukraine. How was it at the time? I'm very thankful that I was obligated to learn those two difficult languages, Russian and Ukrainian. Because imagine, Ukrainian language has 4 genders
I didn't know that.
of substantive. And I'm so happy that I had learned as a kid, so I didn't have to learn it now. So by the age of 15, I was speaking 5 languages. And it was easy for me because grammar just the same in all the languages. Let's say all Western and Eastern languages. And when you learn one structure, when you know the skeleton on one language, then the rest is easy to learn. And of course, I had to go to university with my mom when I was sick, like child disease, and I was not allowed to go to kindergarten. With 4 years, I went to university. So I had to learn to sit quiet, don't say a word, listen what teacher says, and it was big advantage for me. And I was with all adults and admiring me. So I was so small and so quiet, and she listens. Yeah, and I'm used, and they called me professor because I was like for them like daughter of professor, and of course, a child was assuming that it was the same smart as a mother, and I was surprised. They're old people already, and why my mom has to explain twice? It's so easy to understand what she's saying. And when my mom was giving class at home, the students were coming at home, I was listening as well. And of course, it was a big advantage for me. Sometimes I didn't know the words, and I just was making up. I kept speaking whatever words I was inventing the words, and it's very important. It's called gymnastic of the tongue. You teach your tongue to other language to pronounce it. So it was very, very, very important that my mom was teaching a foreign language. And when all the kids of professors and the summer were going to summer camp, and it was so good, I just loved the summer camp. Because there was all the kids, no one was bothering me, like small kids. And everybody was respectful to me and was treating me absolutely fantastic. And I was learning English, German. Of course, we had to do also class of Russian, and that's why it was easy for me in school. I went to school earlier that normally it would not be allowed, 1 year early to go to school. But again, I was already prepared because I went to school with other children and new languages. I was the youngest, the smallest, and privileged because my mom was a university professor and some students were her students. Some teachers were her students, like in kindergarten. Also, when everybody had to sleep in kindergarten, I didn't. I was allowed to play because I didn't want to sleep. I was always on privileged position, and I'm used to being privileged. That's how it's influenced me. I knew that everybody is just like everybody, and I'm special. I'm not like everybody. And my mom was teaching me, you have to behave yourself like 500 eyes looking at you. That was standard. Say, you are my daughter. And I had always to keep up this level. Say, you have to be the best in everything, in behavior, in any subject and everything. And it was a big pressure. Yeah, it was a very big pressure. For me, it was a horror. If the teacher asked me something and I have no answer, oh, that would be really tough. For me, it was impossible. And I had to learn just to always be on the run to the best, to do the best, to get the best, and aim the best. That's how it's influenced me. That's why when I went to university, the first university I went, then I was like, I would not say I was like over others, feeling privileged and watching down, but somehow they looked up at me and were saying, Larisa, for the big ship, big navigation.
Mm.
So they already were planning me to go abroad. And we had, every Saturday, we had 6 hours laboratory. And it was such an exhausting day. And everybody was tired. And I still was working and doing my work because it was my favorite day. Saturday laboratory, I loved laboratory day.
Mm.
And the boys, we were just 4 girls and 20 boys. There were no girls in our class. One was married, another one was overweight. So we just were 2 girls, all boys were after. And when teacher was out of laboratory, out of the room, they were all coming to me. Larisa, today we are going on the river, we're going on the ship tonight. I said, no, I have to study, I'm not going. No, look. And they were putting all kinds of chemicals in my bag and putting their even equipment. Say, look, you take it home. You do laboratory at home, you will need that. One day for your own laboratory, you will need that. And then took my bag and ran away. Said, today you're going to get your bag at the boat. You're going to go on the boat today. And I was running out. So they were holding me. And we had all white gowns for laboratory. Have to be dressed, your hair done and everything. So have to be clean. And I remember one day, my future husband was standing there, ready now to beat up those guys running after me. And I left my white gown with the sleeves. And he's standing there. It's like, they just, don't you dare to touch you. And I look at him. And I look at the guys, and they left. So they left me. And I think, well, this guy seems kind of strong character. Mm. And then he met me at the library. And I had so many books to take home. I couldn't have it, and they fall down, and he was there. He picked it up and said, you need help? I say, well, I can try. I say, I can carry. I say, okay, thank you. So he carried my books up to the house. And it was really big help because over the weekend I was working. Every Sunday I had to work a lot because I had to do my university plus languages. I was studying in Institute for Foreign Languages per correspondence, Italian and Spanish. So until 2 o'clock at night, I was preparing my exams plus foreign languages. So I needed to study a lot. And if I would not have known my herbs, I would never be able to study, never. Mm. Without my creams, I would never be able to make it. Because I was putting it, and the whole system was activated. My brain received enough blood circulation, nutrition. Before I was coming from a bus from university and not going to the library, and it was culinary in front. And I was drinking a glass of bone marrow soup. Mm. And that's the only thing that really saved me, this bone marrow soup with herbs. It was just 9 kopeken, just like 9 cents. But I knew I need this for my brain in order to recover after 6 or 8 hours of studies, and then 1 hour of driving to the city, and then again study at 10 o'clock at night when library closed. So I would be calling my mom and saying, I'm leaving now, and she would be come to pick me up with a dog. We had a boxer, big boxer, to protect us. Yeah, and then I was studying again. And that's how I damaged my health. I got gray hair with 15. And then, yeah, when you don't sleep enough, you get gray hair. Need enough sleep. The brain has to detoxify, has to get rest. But I loved studies. I still do. I still love to get to know new things, get fascinated of this unlimited capacity of knowledge. And I believe so much in all this beauty. To me, love is knowledge. What you pay attention to, you love it. When you love a dog, you want to know what can you do for this dog in order to keep it healthy. And of course, what I didn't do before, I didn't love myself enough to take care of myself. I thought, oh, I'll make it. I'll manage. I know how to do it. Oh, I'm so smart. I know how to cure whatever happens. I have all these herbs. I have all these creams. I have all this knowledge of the food, but I didn't use it. So I get my health run down really badly. And it was a big mistake. Now I say, okay, now I see I put my life, my health out for others because I felt so blessed with all the knowledge I was allowed to receive, even through all this awful pain I had to go through. Imagine you're 9 years old and you have to be in the hospital alone, and a bunch of doctors and nurses come to you and they put this rubber pipe in your body, in your stomach, just to take a test of your secret of your stomach. And then with the big metal ball, it goes through your stomach to the liver to get bilis. And then they pull it out and it's so bitter, it hurts. I was suffering so badly. And then I told my mom, Mom, no more hospitals for me, no more doctors. And because my mom used to run a hospital, she studied medicine, and then when she saw medical malpractice, she changed from medicine to teach the doctors foreign language so they can have information exchange. That's what my big advantages of my languages. When I was studied, I was able to read originals without any translations, originals in Italian from 1800, 1750, and all those books I was able to find in the library. And I was reading all new issues from all over the world without waiting to be translated, and excluding the mistakes of translation. Sometimes the translation is so wrong. And I could realize it when I see many translations. I'm so glad I can read originals. It's a big advantage. Yeah.
We're losing the light at the moment, so I would say in a moment we'll do a pause and then we'll be back and continue.
Yeah.
For closing, can you tell us more about husband number one?
Husband number one, it was, of course, I checked him astrologically. It was pure harmony. When he wrote me this beautiful book, he knew that I love Italy, and my dream was to go to Italy. Oh, now we are in Italy, goodness. What a coincidence. And this booklet he dedicated to me with these beautiful words. And yeah, 1 year he was carrying my books without being allowed to touch or come close to me, because for me was like my energy is sacred to share it with somebody, no matter on what level. For me, I'm very reserved, because I say we have to household with our energy. Whatever you give outside, you have to be able to produce it. You have to be able to recharge, to receive it. I do treasure him very much, appreciate him endlessly.
Can you tell us his full name?
Jose Luis Sergio Salas Castillo, 19th of August. Yeah. And you remember I always used to make a cake for his birthday. When he passed away, on my sister's birthday, and she said, how can he dare to die on my birthday? After that, she didn't want to celebrate her birthday with me because she knew that is the day when my husband passed away. But now we celebrated, she came this year, we celebrated her birthday together absolutely beautifully in Spain. It was fantastic. In Benidorm Palace, amazing food. And I just feel kind of something special. Maybe I have to find out why did he have to die on her birthday. Must be.
It's also the day that I came to the world.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
it's my soul birthday.
So that's something with my sister is that something is showing me that how important my sister is in my life. That how much she is actually leading my life. That's what I realized by now, that how important is the family. This connection, and I would say interconnection between everybody together, we have to get closed all in one circle in harmony. That's so important. No matter what differences are, just come together and try the very best. The very best from the space of love. If you have to criticize, do it with love, with all the feelings, with compassion, with understanding, and with the wish to improve. That's most important. Even if you can do a little bit, any very, very something little, try to bring it your maximum. Every day, whatever you can do today. Don't postpone it for another day. If you say, okay, I'm strong enough now to fulfill it, do it. And if you don't feel strong enough and you have to do something, just ask for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. It's wrong not to ask for help because many times people want to help and don't dare to offer you. They don't want to overcharge you to say, oh, you're not capable to do this yourself. So when you ask, you just say, yes, I'm not capable. Please help me. I know you can. And if you can't, at least we try it together. So the main thing in life, what I realized, the very first, to get into your roots, to learn about your parents, your grandparents as much as possible, because you want it or not, you have the genes of your parents, of your grandparents. And I see so much in you, my sister. So much. You have the words, the movements that you make, your gestures, so much of my sister. Like you would be her child, really. It's so interesting because you have this astrological connection that we don't know yet. For me, what today is mystery, tomorrow is science. That's why there is something that we have to discover, but we have to want to discover it. And we can do it only together. There is nothing that we can do by ourselves in life. There is every time together. That's what the answer for everything. We have to get united. United in love. In love united, everybody. Then we are strong. And that's what moves the universe. All the souls. That's why the German expression, Gesellschaft. Seele is the soul. We are Schaft, made out of the soul. We are world of the souls. That's what moves the world. So many theories say that. And I absolutely agree with this, absolutely. And it takes time to realize it. If you're not so fortunate to receive it from your home, you have to teach your home, like I'm learning from you. You're my teacher. Before you were born, I had to learn how to eat, what to eat, not to make you uncomfortable in my body. And when you were born, you were teaching me not to have oats with milk. You did not allow me to put milk in your oats. I think, well, that's supposed to be. No. Milk away.
Cow pus, no thank you.
And then I learned that dry oats clean kidney. I didn't know that before. Just when, oh my God, dry oats, the best kidney cleaner. And that's what I was learning from you. Because by all these special pregnancy books, you read that you need a lot of milk products and fresh cheese and all this kind of milk products to give calcium. But cow doesn't drink milk. Cow eats vegetables.
Exactly.
It's greens. Of course, has different kinds of digestion. No question about it. Agree about this. But to learn, there is other ways as well. To receive calcium just by eating greens and the bones as well.
Okay, let's press pause there for today. I love you. Thank you. To be continued.
My pleasure.
And so it is.
Hey.
That's why I'm saying to you, Molly, come here. This way. No, this you go the wrong way. This way. Okay. How you guys doing?
Oh dear, we're